Hi, everyone. I'm Bev Adamo, owner and CEO of Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. And I'm here today excitedly with Lia Venet. Lia, hi.
Hi Bev. Hi everyone.
Hi. Awesome. I'm so glad to be talking to you today. And it's interesting because one of the things that I knew that I do know that I'm here on this planet to do is help women find their voices. And when this idea of a Wild and Wise Women book collaborative came up, I thought this is an excellent way to do that. So and just like anything else, it feels like the universe always asks me to do things at the most interesting times, because it was right before the holiday and everything else that we started this whole thing of inviting and gathering 10 incredible authors together. And Lia, you're one of them. So let's talk a little bit about you and the process with being involved with this book collaborative and whatever else we happen to be inspired to talk about. So tell me, I know you're one of the most amazing, extraordinary, passionate women that I know. So tell us about your work in the world. What are you up to? What are you doing?
Thank you, Bev. It's a pleasure to be here. And what am I here? I was drawn to what you're doing. The name just really pulled me in. Wild and Wise Women.
Of
I'm like, oh
course.
yeah, that's me. And what am I doing in the world right now? My work in the world is empowering women. It always has been, and it changes all the time.
Hmm.
I kind of outgrow my business cards, so I stopped making them because it's always changing. But what I'm really up to right now that I'm really, really passionate about is holding space for women to speak their truth, and to explore the depths of their wisdom, their stories, their ideas, their thoughts, in a safe container so that they feel really safe and they get stronger in speaking all those messages in a way that people can hear what they're saying.
Oh, fabulous. So tell us about that. Is there a structure? What are you doing?
So it's called Women Speak, and it's
Oh,
a
love it.
global movement. The founder is Casey Baker, and she created this vision that's my vision and so many other women's vision also. And it's beautiful because we don't have to do it alone. It's like we're doing it all together, and we're
Yes.
creating these circles, these women speak circles all over the world. And um, and it's for women to come and have a place to practice consistently speaking with their voices with this curriculum that she's created, that she's helped thousands of women with. And it's like the feminine version of Toastmasters, I would say. It's like the new paradigm. It's like the new way of connecting with your heart when you speak, because the old way was
Yeah.
more performance and memorization and being perfect. And this is more about so the variety of the women that show up. Some of them are already speakers, and some of
Yes.
them aren't at all. And the ones that are speakers become better speakers because they learn to connect to their heart and bring that wisdom through, and that makes them more magnetic, to listen to, and it draws the people that are supposed to hear them in.
Fantastic. I love that. And I could see how this is really needed because yeah, we as women, we have a lot to say, and then the question is like who is our audience, and how do we speak to them in a way that is authentic and, like you said, from our hearts, and being able to do that. I love that. So how have you found Women Speak has impacted you personally in terms of who you are and what you're doing?
Wow, yes, it's really impacted me in ways that I had no idea it would. Because when I first came into it, I was afraid to speak. I mean, I did not think of myself as a public speaker.
Hmm.
I could not wrap my head around that. I almost quit college because I had to give a presentation in every class my last year. I did
Wow.
it, but I mean, I was shaking. I was so afraid to do it. And so when I got involved in this, the thing that lured me in was a recording that Casey Baker had that said, well, you don't have to be a speaker to be a facilitator. And I
Mm.
had already facilitated circles and was passionate about that. So I said, oh, okay, I'll hold space for all these women. And so what's happened is what I realize is we're all speakers, every single one of us.
Yes. Oh, got a big energy rush there. Amen to that. That's awesome.
And so, like for me, what it made me realize is that, I can't memorize things very well. And, I'm not the polished type of speaker, but I'm authentically me. And so I can give other women permission to be who they are by just me being who I am. And that makes me feel okay with it.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. And I understand you. I mean, you really, that's another thing that I really love about you. Part of your feminine fire, if you will, is that you took this and you ran with it. So there was a certain structure that was there and you took it like to the next level of having something that was regional and something that had never been done before. And I love that about you, is that you're willing to take something and see a bigger vision and then go for it. So that sounds like that was an amazing opportunity for you to evolve and grow, to step into that. How did you, I love that. So did you like ask permission, or you just saying to do it? Because that it intrigues me, because it's like, that's what I'm done asking for permission to do it. I'm just who do I need to ask anyway, right? So tell me a little bit about
Yes.
that process.
I'm kind of like, my kids kind of know, they're like, just do it and ask forgiveness later, or I don't know. Just
Yeah, exactly.
when it comes to all the rules and stuff, I've not been so good at following rules, and it really was a weak part for me, is structure, and
Yeah,
I'm more flowy, but structure is important too. I mean, both
absolutely.
sides are important,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
what I've come to realize is that leading from the feminine, but having the structure also. So we have to have a combination. And so that's what I've been working on in the last few years, is improving my skills and being able to hold structure and to still have the flow with it. And
Fabulous. Yeah.
it's amazing when you do those things together, when you create this safe environment for women to come, and I can watch them unfolding and blossoming, like, each time how they come in, and they might not be able to receive at first, and then eventually they're just like open and ready to receive, because it's rewiring the neural pathways to for them to be able to speak their truth, to know that it's
Mm.
safe in this environment. And then when they get stronger by consistently doing this, then they're able to take that strength into the world.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Love that. So, so let's talk a little bit about the book collaborative. So, have you always considered yourself to be a writer then?
No, and this is exactly why I'm doing it. A couple of years ago, I challenged myself, because that's part of who I am. Is I like to live out of my comfort zone,
Awesome.
because it makes me feel alive,
Yes.
and I don't want to get too comfortable, because yeah, that's where life is, when you're just a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so that's another one of my things, that, I'm not a speaker, I'm not a writer. I had those voices in my head. Well, you can't write. You don't know how to do that. You're not good at it. And so a couple of years ago, I did a page in a 365 days of gratitude book. And that
Mm.
was really edgy for me. And I did it. And
Yes.
so when I saw yours come up, I was like, oh, a chapter. Ooh, that's edgy. That's scary. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I love that. You said yes because it was edgy and scary. Love that. I mean, and that's what that's the wild in what we do. So congratulations. That's fantastic. And how's the process been for you, and getting to know the other you have 9 other authors, amazing women who are there. Talk to us a little bit about the process and
Okay.
the sacred circle that we're in now, and love to
Okay.
hear your views on that.
So the process, I love the collaboration, because, like I said, I don't want to just do things by myself. That's the old way,
Yeah.
is to just push through and do everything by yourself, create everything by yourself, do everything by yourself, and then you feel lonely.
Right.
So I love, this is really a new paradigm. This is really the new way of collaborating with other women. And I love that you pulled it all together. You're the leader in
Oh,
this new
thank you.
way of pulling it together. And so you called. And so it's like, yes, how can I say no to that? Even though, I mean, I was so busy when I said yes, and trusting that I felt the yes fully through my body. So I just trusted that it would all work out with the timing, because I really didn't have time for it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And the process of writing, when I actually got to sitting down and writing, I had so much resistance, and I knew what it was. I mean, it was it was avoidance, resistance. I just couldn't get myself to sit down, because all those voices kept coming up, like, you can't do this. Oh my God, you're not going to be able to do it. And so once I finally was able to, I blocked the time out, and I was just gentle with myself, taking care of myself first, going to yoga,
Right.
going to Zumba, dancing, just taking care of myself, and then having that time where I sat. So I made sure I took care of myself first. And then once I got started,
Yeah.
it was amazing how it just flowed out of me.
Mm.
And I love the idea that I didn't have to worry about grammar, and that everything was like, taken care of um, by the package that you put together.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I can't wait to read the other stories of all the other beautiful women. Um, yeah, I'm really excited to be part of this. I think it's a beautiful idea, and all the women are beautiful. And yeah, I suggest it to anybody that wants to not push themselves, but just take a little, like, I dare you.
I dare you. Yes, exactly. I dare you. Take a little bit of step. Well, you're great at that, Leah. You're great at what you're great at is inviting women into be who they are, all of what they are, authentically, and yet all. Because what I've seen for myself anyway is that I can be authentically me, and yet that there's that little piece over there that I'm a little afraid to go see what, see what's there and bring it out into the light. And you're great at inviting women to do something that most people find super scary, which is speaking out and actually using their voice and in this way. So I love that. It's amazing. And I love the way you talked about the process too, and about taking care of yourself during the process of writing, as well as allowing yourself to feel whatever came up, and to recognize the resistance and all that kind of things. Because that's what I talk about too in the invitation, is that it isn't simply that you're going to put this, have this amazing story out there that's going to inspire others and transform their lives. It's through the writing process that we as authors are also transformed. And to me, that was one of the keys as well, is to invite women not only to express this inspiration that's needed in the world, but also to be inspired through the process and learn more about ourselves. So I love the way you explained it and talked about it, because that's exactly what we were going for, what we were looking for. And I know that you have that's the other thing about all the women, all the authors, is that they do have all these things, rich, full lives. And the fact that you could say, hear that yes and go for it anyway, I love that. So we're gonna be moving into our rich, full lives here in a minute. I know you've got this amazing trip that's coming up, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that as we get to know you and what you're up to and your chapter, because we haven't even touched on too much on what that's about. So everyone out there, stay tuned, because we are going to be giving more information about the book and inviting you to know more about these amazing authors such as Lia. And Lia, what's the best way, if someone wants to talk to you now, and I highly recommend and invite people, if you don't know about Women Speak, contact Lia, because she's amazing and can certainly help you with that. And I've been to Women Speak before, and were I not already, out here just talking away, I would definitely see it as an extraordinary way to really get yourself out there. So Lia, what's the best way to contact you, whether about Women Speak or just because somebody's seen you and said, I really like her. I want to know more. I want to know more about what she's doing, and maybe she can help me with something else. So what's the best way to contact you?
I would say the best way to contact me is through Facebook Messenger. Yeah, that would be the best way. And you can always find my profile on Women Speak. I can put it in the thread below.
Great.
Um, and but I am in Livermore, and I highly, whether you're near me or not, I highly suggest you look for a Women's Speak circle near where you live, because they're all over the world.
Awesome.
And and if there isn't one, you might want to start one.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because I loved what you said. You said you weren't, you weren't sure about actually being a speaker, but a facilitator, a leader, someone who could hold space for other women. You could do that, right? Because that's kind of the how you moved into it, was from that
Yeah,
position.
and I think the benefits that came that I wasn't even expecting,
Uh-huh.
was a beautiful surprise. Was it really creates a platform for you? So like if you're a coach, because I do retreats and workshops and virtual master or heart minds, I call them,
Yeah.
and I do them. I fill them from my Women Speak circles. So I
Fantastic.
really don't even market. Um,
Excellent.
and
Love
so
that.
it's great for women that are doing other work in the world as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's another reason why I love doing the highlights on our authors, what you're doing out there in the world, because we come, Wild and Wise Women in particular, we come from a place of there is no lack. And there is no lack of women who are looking for resources. So the more resources I'm able to share with the women out there, the better. I feel like that's also part of my mission. So whether it's sharing you, Lia, and Women Speak, or sharing Wild and Wise Women and the book collaboratives, and we're going to be doing more. So, if you feel like you missed out on this one, no worries, because there are going to be more to come to actually do this. So thank you again, Lia, for your time today. And it's been a fun process getting here, because we've had an excellent, energetic exercise with technology through
Thank
all of this, and it's been great. So thank you for being you, because you are definitely and truly a wild and wise woman.
thank you so much, Bev. Thank you for having me, and thank you everybody. And I look forward to meeting some new wild and wise women.